Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of our Rotarians and guests. Today is January 18th, and we are the Rotary Club of Gainesville. For guests and visiting Rotarians who are virtual on Zoom, if you could please go ahead and identify yourself in the chat, and if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and register your participation by sending an email to info@rotarygainesville.org. Pete, I see you waiting.
The management of the Atlanta Braves Stadium put out the word that the stadium holds 56,000 fans. But because it's the Business Ethics Day, they also wanted to disclose that that's just a ballpark estimate. We're going to sing God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Pete and Laurie Vidal, for our invocation.
In light of our program today, highlighting ethics in business, I felt led to seek some guidance on how to pray with that theme, and thought I might get some help, and I was able to get that. And I found this prayer I feel captures the spirit of our Rotary four-way test, which is really the essence of what this award's all about today. It's generated by our four-way test in many ways. And it's behind our presentation. And so this prayer is preceded just by one verse from scripture too, Proverbs 11:1, which I think captures the essence of the award. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. And with that thought in mind, let's pray together. Almighty and everlasting God, creator of heaven and earth, who sees into the secret places of our hearts, make us aware that we stand in your presence when we think and act. Let us not tire of confessing our hidden sins and our tediously repeated failures. Keep the light of conscience alive in us, that we might see and love what is good, prize integrity above success, and do what we know to be right, though no one sees us but you. I pray in your name, O Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Laurie. You may be seated unless you are a visiting Rotarian or you are a Rotarian that brought a guest. Don's going to come around with the microphone.
Hi, my name is Scott Winzeler. I'm proud to have guests here today from AMJ Property Management. We have Mike Warren, Anthony Lyons, and Scott Buchanan, and also from the UF School of Warrington School of Business, the Business Ethics Ambassadors are represented by their president, Nicole Crosdale, and Cameron Lubin. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, fellow Rotarians, my name is Bill Stasewitz, and I'm proud to present my ex-neighbor, Chino Lone, who moved away and took his ice cream with him. And if you remember, Chino's the guy who provided ice cream a couple years ago, and he's going to do it again. And his business partner, Evans, who just joined him from Reno, Nevada, is also interested in becoming a Rotarian. And together they own two companies that sell new and used ice cream machines. And they're also the proprietor of Jeremiah's Italian Frozen Ice in Butler Plaza. Thank you.
We welcome you both.
I'm John Gregory, and I would like to introduce Jake Thompson today. He is probably one of the winners of the Business and Ethics Award. Welcome.
Again, Connie and Bob Crane were from Iowa. I think most of you know that by now, so I won't go into that. Connie is a retired nurse and a very good one. I'm in the farming business and the appraisal valuation business in East Central Iowa. So that's why we're here, because my daughter teaches at UF, and it's somehow a little warmer here than in Iowa.
We're glad to have you.
Fellow Rotarians, I have with me today my daughter, Dana Nimini, who is a former member of this club, former president of this club, and I was glad when she said, "I'm going with you today."
So glad to have you, Dana. Okay. All right. At this time, Lisa, you want to come forward and talk with us about Bread the Mighty Food Bank?
Well, hi, everybody. I know you're used to Linda and I miss her today, but she's asked me to step in very quickly to kind of go through Bread and the Mighty. You guys have done an amazing job on not only donations of funds, but also food. And while we're not taking food, I'm going to be picking that up today. We are still looking for fund donations that will last, per my information, till the end of the month, and you can go on DACDB. So thank you. Just so you know what your donations mean and the difference you make. For every dollar you donate, 8 meals can be created for families in need. And just in the last year, not just a COVID year, a partial COVID, we had over 16 million pounds of food be distributed in the 5 counties we serve, which is, yes, it's amazing what we were able to do. But that makes 13.5 million meals to families in need. So your donation, every dollar makes a difference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. That truly is wonderful. And thank you to your committee as well. And Jay, we're going to talk about Wild Game Feast.
Good afternoon, Rotarians. Here to talk about the Wild Game Feast. We don't have the website up, but if you go online, you can see the ticker there. There's 43 days until the Wild Game Feast. We're all excited about that. You all know it's a 3D event. We're going to be out there having a good time fellowshipping. I want to first of all thank the sponsorship committee, and they've done an outstanding job. And then they've done a tremendous job. I mean, the response we've had related to sponsorship has been absolutely amazing. So I'd like to give a big round of applause for all the sponsors and the sponsor committee. Some of you picked up your tickets last week, and the rest of you probably received them by mail. They should be there today. We'd love the next stage to make sure that we have a successful feast is selling tickets. So every ticket that you can buy, sell, give away, we'd love to have that. So when you get your tickets, if you need more, please come see us. Also, we have the website up and running, so you can actually purchase tickets online as well. So you have that opportunity. And then we have the raffle. We have Southeast Car Agency, again, trip of a lifetime. And we really want to do a push to sell raffle tickets. Now, you can send an email. You can't purchase those online right now, but you certainly can send an email out to me or to Wilbur, and we'll get you some tickets. We also have them for sale up front here. Next week, we're going to make a push. So if you're interested in coming by and buying those tickets, please do so. We want to make sure that we take advantage of all that. Again, to have a successful feast, we just got to make sure we sell tickets, and anything that you can do to help us with that would be greatly appreciated. Also, we've got a couple of work days. We've got to get the site ready for the feast. The feast, again, is March the 3rd. So the 2 weekends before that, which is the 19th and the 26th, get out your calendars. We're going to have a work day out there. We'll be out there in the morning cleaning up the site. opportunity for fellowship and enjoy some time together. So we hope to see you out there, and just want to give you plenty of notice in case you have something else that you maybe are planning for those 2 days. And with that, also just thankful to Wes and some of the crew out there. They're right now in the process of finishing a project related to a new freezer that's going up out there, and an additional storage room. Also, we are looking for somebody that's got expertise in hanging a door. So if there's anybody out there that can hang a door, go see Wes, because he really needs us to have some help so that we can have it hung correctly. With that, thanks again to all of our sponsors, to all that you do as Rotarians here. The other clubs, we've been visited with all of them. They're excited about it and are participating. So with that, let's give ourselves a round of applause for just an amazing wild game feast that we are coming up this year.
Thank you, Jay. Great job. All right, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn our program over to our president, David Gracie.
Thank you, Melanie. Welcome, everyone. Today is a special day. We've got a special program today, as I think everyone knows at this point, but we've got a couple of business items I want to take care of. The first one is I want to remind everyone, I have intentionally not been talking about this for about a month because we're still not sure exactly when we will be going across the street and a bit south for our meetings. It looks like that's going to be on February 15th, but I just want to let everyone know that that is still in the works. We're not quite there yet, and we will keep you informed. Next thing, this is really important that I remember this. I hope everyone's been enjoying the cookies today that Marcia Eubank brought in, and thanks to Noah and Bryce, her grandsons, for cooking those for us. So thank you, Marcia. Appreciate you doing that very much. And now, this is actually really important, and we talked about this last week, that we had entered the kind of nominations phase of our directors elections and our secretary appointment. And so we're going to actually close that today, and I'm going to ask Eric and Melanie to pass out the nomination forms. I wanted to make sure that everyone was able to do that by hand, if you would rather do it this way rather than electronically, as we had mentioned last week. Linda unexpectedly couldn't be here today, so I'm going to handle this, but I just want to make sure you all realize that what we're doing here, we're asking you for suggestions for the nominating committee, which is Linda, myself, Greg Young, Helen Gilstrom, and TJ Pache. Then we will be putting together a ballot, and on February 1st, we will conduct elections. Okay, we're going to probably have a ballot of 7 to 10 folks. Well, according to the bylaws, it will be 7 to 10 folks that you'll get to vote on, and then we'll have the 5 new directors going into office next July 1st. They will serve a 2-year term. In addition, we're asking you to consider nominating a secretary. Okay, the secretary is the position that Linda Reinhardt currently holds. And so the secretary then becomes president-elect. Mr. Greg Young is in that office now, and then becomes the president. So the person you're considering for secretary will be the president in the year, the 2024-2025 Rotary year. So just this is really important. There's some verbiage here that I'm not going to bore you with, but just remember, this is a really important thing we're asking you to do. So we'll give you a few minutes, and then we'll come right back by to pick these up in the interest of confidentiality. So thank you. I've got one more. No, let's just see. Yep, folks, it looks like we might be a little bit short. So if you don't have one, you can either write it on a piece of paper, or if there are folks at the table who do not have nominations, just grab those. There's some extras over here. Okay. Raise your hand if you're needing a nomination form, please. Okay, if you, in fact, later this, during the meeting, if you need one, just please raise your hand and we'll be sure to get one to you. We've got another one over here. Eric, if you could come pick this one up from Rogers Bartley. Yeah, Rogers. Yeah, please just go ahead and fold those. If you're wanting to turn it back in with the names of a Rotarian you're nominating. And we'll go ahead and pick those up. And just a reminder that we made an adjustment to the bylaws a year ago to explicitly define that voting could be conducted electronically. So the folks on Zoom, you will be able to vote. So rest assured, we've made arrangements for that. But again, at the moment, we're merely taking suggestions for nominations. Okay, everybody. So let's get into this program. The Ethics in Business Award is something that the Rotary Club of Gainesville has been collaborating with the Gainesville Chamber of Commerce and the University of Florida Warrington School of Business since 2011. Scott, am I right there? Yeah, 2011. So this has been going on a long time. And I know that Scott and Bob have got some background that they're looking forward to sharing with you. So I'll just quickly, a lot of these folks are here today. So I'd like, if you're present with us, please stand up. I want to recognize some of the previous winners of this distinguished award who are members of our club. Perry McGriff is deceased, but I want to make sure we remember Perry as a winner of this award. John and Tom Cousins with Southeast Car Agency being the winner. Doug Wilcox, I know Doug is here somewhere. Tony Barr. Davis Rimbert. And Ed Ellett. I saw Ed, there's Ed. Okay, I'm going to ask Scott and Bob to please come up, and we're really just looking forward to the presentation, and man, can't wait to find out who's going to go on that plaque that's going to hang at the Gainesville Airport.
Thank you, David. I'm Robert Mounts, or Bob, or Bobby, to my grade school friends. I get to say a lot of nice things about some very good people today. That's a task I enjoy. neither Scott and I had careers in business. At least I didn't. As you know, I was an Air Force JAG for 25 years and then another 18 years working for the government in Korea, the military. But early in my career, I used to teach ethics a lot, standards of conduct, we called it. And at Homestead Air Force Base, once I was giving a lecture to a group of officers, including a colonel, who, and I used the example of how a senior officer had been seen going to the tennis court in the staff car. And of course, you're not supposed to use staff car except for official business. And I just used that as an example. I didn't point out anybody by name, but afterwards he came up to me and said, "Captain Mounts, haven't you ever done anything wrong?" But anyway, it's ethics is a very, especially in business, it's a very important thing this year. I want to say first of all, the recognized members of our committee, which includes Scott as chair, Joseph Anderson, Susan Crowley, Don Davis, Eric Godet, Senior, Ellen Gilstrom, Frank Mason, David Nicholson, and myself. And this year, the Ethics and Business Award Committee received 5 outstanding nominations, any one of which would be highly deserving of this prestigious award. Just to be nominated is an honor in itself. The committee would like to thank all of those who submitted a nomination, as well as the business ethics ambassadors at the UF Warrenton School of Business, who conducted the interviews of most of the nominees. The nominees are as follows. First, Cynthia Chestnut. Dr. Chestnut was nominated by John Gregory. However, due to scheduling conflicts and her ongoing commission campaign, she was not interviewed by the business ethics ambassadors and did not participate further. I'm sure she's got other things to do right now. Margaret Combs, nominated by Grace Horvath and Dana Nimini. Much of Margaret's career took place prior to coming to Gainesville. She led large companies, industry, organizations, nonprofits, as well as her own company. Since moving to Gainesville, Margaret has engaged in serving our community, first as a business consultant and then as an active community servant. Among other things, she helped found and chair for 2 terms, the first major city cable television cooperative in the United States with 88 cable companies participating throughout Southern California and Los Angeles. She has also authored several books, including The Answer, a tribute to her husband's 39-year career with the U.S. Navy prior to the Vietnam War. And we all witnessed her superb presentation last year to this club regarding the many military personnel who have suffered with PTSD, including fellow Rotarian our retired Colonel Perry Clausen. Next was Data Mcglynn. Nominated by Eric Spivey, Data runs a successful international real estate company impacting and serving families in Gainesville and throughout North Central Florida. He was highly rated by the UF Business Ethics ambassadors during interviews. Jake Thompson, nominated by John Gregory. Jake has been his client for over a decade, interacting with people, clients, other trainers, and delivery people in a positive way. Jake has actively developed Access, a training studio. As a leader in the industry, Jake has several awards on display at the studio and developed high standards for dealing with clients, leading by example. And finally, Mike Warren, nominated a second time by Rotarian David Wilson of Renaissance Bank. Mike Warren is a general contractor, real estate developer, real estate manager, and investor. Wilson says that Mr. Warren adheres to the highest standards of honesty, integrity, and consistency in dealing with employees, colleagues, contractors, customers, and neighbors, and that his word is his bond. Mr. Warren has been a tireless member of the Builders Association of North Central Florida and has volunteered numerous times to get into the depths of legislative or local ordinances to make sure that common sense prevails with an eye towards safety and the highest professional standards. Through his ownership of various investment properties, He has provided space for numerous Gainesville businesses. Wilson writes that Mr. Warren has been a straight shooter throughout more than 20 years of personal acquaintance, and that he never speaks negatively of anyone. I wish I could say that. He was very highly rated last year by the UF Business Ethics Ambassadors and thus was exempt from the interview process this year. Rotarian Susan Crowley noted that Mike is currently navigating the maze of downtown development with professionalism and patience, creating a presence well beyond the nightclub scene that we have now. And now Committee Chairman Scott Winzeler will announce the winner of the 2022 Business and Ethic Award.
Well, before I announce the winner, I just want to share a bit about our process. Each year that our committee works in collaboration with the Greater Gainesville Chamber of Commerce and the University of Florida Warrington School of Business Ethics Ambassadors to arrive at our decision. In fact, this award will be represented at the Chamber's annual meeting later this month. As Robert mentioned, through the process, we seek nominations to recognize and honor individuals and businesses in our community that exemplify the ideals of Rotary and consistently demonstrate strong commitment to the highest ethical business practices in all facets of their work. Nominees who have not been nominated before are interviewed and screened by the UF Ethics Ambassadors. The recommendations are then considered by the Rotary Ethics and Business Committee, which I have the honor of chairing. I would like to recognize, first of all, two of the ethics ambassadors from the Warrington School of Business who are with us today, their president, Nicole Crosdale, and member Cameron Lubin. We could not have these awards without nominators. Nominators take the time to consider worthy candidates, collect supporting letters of recommendation, and advocate for their nominees through the ethics and business application form. This is an investment of time and effort and shows the level of commitment and care those nominators have towards our community. So I'd like to recognize these individuals one more time. Dana Nemeny and Grace Horvath for the nomination of Margaret Combs, John Gregory for his nominations of Jake Thompson and Cynthia Chestnut, Eric Spivey for his nomination of Dada Mcglynn, and David Wilson for his renomination of Mike Warren. Please recognize these nominators at this time. As Robert mentioned, this year we had 5 outstanding nominations, any one of which could be considered worthy of the award. I encourage both the nominees and those who were not selected this year and the nominators who brought their names forward to consider standing for this award again next year. So it falls to me to announce this year's recipient. After due consideration, our committee has selected Mike Warren of AMJ Property Management to receive the 2022 Ethics and Business Award. Mike, would you please come forward?
Wow, thank you so much. I'm honored and this is, appreciate this immensely. It was mentioned earlier in the meeting about success, and AMJ has been a successful business in Gainesville. And we believe we have a responsibility to give back to the community. And a lot of that success is due to the hardworking, smart team we put together here. But it would be less transparent if I didn't tell you that some of it's luck. Sometimes you're just lucky and you hit the right note at the right time. But this is a very different thing because this is not about success. This is about the ethics. This is about the DNA that we've established in our company and the way in which our employees and our staff, all the team members work together. It's about being transparent. It's about being fair to people. It's about being honest, and it's about respecting everybody. So again, I want to thank you so much. I really appreciate this. Means tremendous amount. Thank you again. Again, congratulations, Mike. As we've all heard, this is an arduous process, very careful selection, and being nominated twice. Congratulations. In closing, I want to just tell you a quick. I want to review Jenny Van Hart, our area governor, area assistant district governor, I believe is her title. But anyway, Jenny is tasked with bringing together all of the area presidents in what's called the President's Council. And we meet periodically and just kind of talk about what's going well in our club, what the challenges are in our club, and it's very beneficial. We were talking in kind of an informal setting that Jenny would plan over at First Magnitude right down the street, and Darlene Morgan, the president of the Sunrise Club, had watched. She had been watching some of our YouTube videos that Joe Floyd has been helping us with, and she commented that she thought it was what she said really cool that our speaker gift was the 4-way test coin. And she said, David, I think that's so neat because it lets someone, outside of Rotary get a good feel for what Rotary is all about and our ethics and the idea that the 4-way test conveys. And she said, but not many people know where that came from. And I was like, wow, you're right. I looked at Jenny and kind of gave her a link, and Darlene was surprised, and Jenny was relieved when I was able to tell her where that came from. It's kind of a humble thing, and I thought today would be an appropriate time to just give you a very quick overview of that. It's actually it's not a Paul Harris thing, or it doesn't go back quite that far as the origins of Rotary do, but it's in the 1930s, a fellow named Herbert Taylor he set out to bring a company out of bankruptcy. This was some kind of aluminum company in Chicago. And he was, he looked at it, and the first thing he noticed was this was just an ethical nightmare. And so a devout Christian, he kind of decided that's what he was going to focus on first. I'll just give you a quote that I think kind of tells you exactly where he was coming from. Looking for something simple. He says, what we needed was a simple, easily remembered guide to conduct a sort of ethical yardstick, which all of us in the company can memorize and apply to what we thought, said, and did. And so that was in the 1930s. Taylor would go on to become a director of Rotary International. Rotary International would adopt it in like 1954, and now it's what the 4-way test has become with Rotary. So Scott and Bob, I've got a coin for each of you. Please come up here, guys. A Rotary 4-way test coin. And I'll say, come over here. This flag is tough for us to see you. But Scott made a comment to me that a lot of folks, just Rotarians who are involved, sometimes don't realize all of the kind of background work, behind the scenes work that goes into doing these awards and doing the things that Scott and Bob have done so well. So thank you for doing this. I know it's been months, and encouraging us to give nominations. We've all been hearing that, so thank you. You guys did a wonderful job, so thanks. Let's applaud them again, please. So the four-way test coin. Anyone, where's Mike Conley? He helps me with that occasionally. Of all the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, and we've got our 50-50 drawing for the Rotary Reading Safari. The last three digits are 981. 981. Everyone have a good week and we'll see you next Tuesday.